I just finished reading Star Wars X-Wing The Krytos Trap, so you don't have to. I have to say, this is one that kind of surprised me as I was rereading it. It's been a while since I've had an opportunity to sit down and take a look at this third novel in the X-Wing series, and I gotta say, I quite enjoyed it this time around. When I was younger, it didn't feel like it had enough action for me. Again, I really think this comes back to the fact that I was growing up when the New Jedi Order was coming out, and every one of those books seemed like it was bringing something new and epic to the table every single time one was released. But this was pretty good. You have elements of a legal drama, you've got parts of a political thriller, and then you've got a prison escape all rolled into one. So let's break down those plot points. The first part is Tekko's treason trial. Now, I thought that this part was really well done. There was no real way of knowing whether or not Tekko was actually an Imperial informant or agent until the very end, although I did feel like it got kind of rushed with the resolution at the end of the book. It's just like, oh, hey, here we are. The trial's not been going well for you, but here's Deus Ex Machina that's going to bring everything together. But I thought it still worked out pretty good. Tekko was really a good character for me. I identify with him as being this stalwart, this good person that even in the face of bad things happening in his life is still going to stand firm in knowledge that he's doing the right things. Wedge has some interesting character arcs in this one. Going out to Ella Wasiri and trying to ask her out on a date only to discover that her long-lost husband is back. Real soap opera stuff, but I kind of dug it. Derek was a good character. I thought that he brought a lot of humanity to the story as far as sitting down with Tekko and actually getting to know him and talking with Wedge and saying, hey, if something ever happened between you and my wife before all this, no hard feelings. I thought that was kind of touching. And then we've got Corran Horn, who is a prisoner in the Luzankia facility run by Yassine Izard. And this part of the plot, it didn't get dropped in there until a little bit later in the book, but I thought it flowed pretty well overall. It's a little bit on the nose about who Jan was, like going back and rereading it now, the signs and the clues are obviously there who he actually was. And then the reveal about Corran's heritage was kind of fun and sets up a great book later on down the timeline in I, Jedi. But how was the action? Overall, as sparse as the action was, I felt that it was very well done. The dogfights were crisp. The attention to detail was good. And it made me feel like I was sitting in the cockpit with one of the rogues every time an action sequence picked up. Some of the things just seemed like it was the Deus Ex Machina coming in to save the day. The Ralka, the fact that the Krytos virus was so virulent and so deadly that it ultimately did not do what it was supposed to do. Just kind of, made you go, I don't know. So it kind of felt rushed in the end. But overall, I felt like it was a pretty solid book. Now we move on to one of my personal favorites, The Back to War, which I feel is one of the strongest of the first 4 books in the tetralogy because it gets back to the root of what Rogue Squadron is to me, which is fighter combat, which is my favorite part of this series. So we got a lot of that going on in The Back to War, and I can't wait to get back here and tell you all about it with my next review. Thanks for watching.